My colleague Sudhir Ranjan Sen has been tracking the story and joins us now for more on this. Sudhir Ranjan, it's 15 Pakistani Rangers killed in the last 1 week, not overnight as earlier some may have been reporting. But the fact is that there is an assessment of significant damage caused by our forces on the other side.
Well, yes, I mean, there is significant retaliation that is happening, and it's more or less as we have been reporting for the last few days.
Yeah.
The retaliation, the BSF has been given complete autonomy, so to say, to decide how to retaliate. Mind you, last week we saw after a BSF soldier was sniped, a heavy retaliation in which there were at least 8 Rangers killed. That's what the BSF has claimed then. Then there was huge firing yesterday across the international border. In fact, all through the night, whether it was the RS sector, Abdulia, or the areas adjoining in Poonch and Rajouri areas, or in the Suchetgarh area, we have seen heavy firing. And in that we are getting to hear that there has been damages, and these, mind you, are assessments that are there. And these assessments are done by monitoring the radio clatter that you get from the other side. You have your own information sources that come from the other side. Plus, there is visual confirmation that you try to do as to how many bodies are being moved out from the posts. Vishnu.
Sudhir Ranjan, we've also been hearing about very aggressive Pakistani moves, not just in the international border, but also along the line of control. A machine gun fire, heavy machine gun fire, very heavy mortar shelling, in fact, in the category of artillery. And what we have seen in the last 24 hours is perhaps even more than we've seen in the last couple of days, where in any case it's been fairly intense. But what we've seen, and would you agree, Sudhir, that in the last 24 hours is an escalation even by the standards that we've seen in the last few days?
Well, yes, there is a huge escalation, but this was expected, and this is what had been planned. This is what our forces were more or less prepared for, because mind you, Diwali is coming, and it is always a game plan or a plan of the Pakistani Rangers and of the Pakistani military that's there on the other side to target the civilian population, and especially during festival days. So it is not a surprise, so to say, that we are seeing, but this is what we had expected, that before the Diwali, because of the surgical strikes that we have seen earlier, because also perhaps of the way that India outed ISI network ring, expelled one of the staffers. So altogether it's all adding up, and that during Diwali it's going to be heavy firing from the other side was very much expected. Vishnu.
So as all of us, Sudhir Ranjan, celebrate Diwali in just a couple of days from now, just a thought for our soldiers of the army and the BSF. Also in other parts of Jammu and Kashmir, the police as well, the CRPF as well, who deal with an extraordinarily different situation. Their work is cut out. There is no Diwali celebration for any of our men and women guarding our frontiers or guarding us inside our frontiers.
Well, very much so, because it is not only the borders that are going to be quite active, and that's the assessment, and that the indications or the proof of it is already there, but there is a constant fear or an apprehension of the security agencies that there could be some kind of a strike in the hinterland by terror groups that are backed by Pakistan, and that's exactly why we are seeing an unprecedented alert across the country. Vishnu.
All right, Sudhi, thanks very much for joining us with all of those details.